Yes, 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 yes. Here we go, my friends. Here we go. We are live. Hopefully, we're live. Hopefully, you can hear me. Let's see. Let me just write down my full time. There we go. Well, it is full time. 2-0, my friends. So great to see you all, or you can see me. In any case, guys, welcome to this stream. Full-time reactions just after the Juventus against Cagliari, and it's straightforward. I'm quite happy, I gotta say. Husaifa says hi, nice to see you. What a game! Yes, what a game. Well, first and foremost, it's very, very nice to see us with a clean sheet. That is very, very important for the confidence and in total for us as well as fans, because we always like to see those clean sheets. Overall, guys, let's talk about the game and let's talk about how we did this, because this was the best performance of the season, especially in the first half. In the second half, it was slightly worse, but at the end of the day, they were naturally much better in the second half because they wanted to score as soon as possible, and we reacted onto that just by sitting back and waiting for them. And luckily for us, we were more in control rather than they were. So I'm happy, guys. I'm really, really happy by the way we played, by the way we're creating chances in first half. By our defensive approach in the second half, even though we conceded one. It was an offside goal, but in any case, I never like to concede. It just troubles me. And it's so freaking nice to see De Ligt back. So nice. It's just a different defensive unit. Never mind Demiral, never mind Danilo. All of those guys did great, but especially De Ligt. Remember, he just came off back from an injury. He was out for 6 months or something with his shoulder injury, of course, and now he's back, and it looks like he never missed a game. It looks like he looked like his natural self. So it's so lovely to see. And of course, the rest of the team, they played very well. Almost every single player out there played well, up to par. But let's go through the lineup, who started, and let's go through the first half and the second half as well, because it's so enjoyable to watch. It was so enjoyable to watch the first half. Really sloppy start, but at the end of the first half, we were dominating by far. So we started with I thought it was going to be Wojciech Szczesny, but it wasn't actually. It was Gigi Buffon who started the game, and then it was Danilo, Demiral, and De Ligt at the center of the defense. And then it was Bernardeschi. Yes, guys, I see your comments. So lovely to see Bernardeschi. It's so funny. It's so funny. We go back to, if we just rewind a couple of weeks back and we watch back to the social media feeds and whatnot, we see that people want Bernardeschi gone, burned, erased from the history of Juve. But now he's like, we'll caress you, we will love you, come to me, you little feather. I mean, guys, not everything is black and white, well, except from the jersey. Life also sometimes needs to have gray areas, and with Bernardeschi, it's, of course, he got to play the full 90. Of course, we were going to see better Bernardeschi today we've ever seen this season. It was to be expected, because he played the full 90. Of course, those substitutions he had earlier in the season, it was just out of confidence, and he gained that confidence during the national break. So you have that factor as well. But yes, Bernardeschi at the left, and then we had Cuadrado as our captain. I will get back to that. And Artur Rabiot in the middle, Kulusevski, Kulusevski, Cristiano, and Alvaro Morata up front. I won't even go into the formation because it looks like a 4-4-2, 3-5-2, 3-4-1-2. 4-3-3. I don't know. To be honest, I don't care. It's so fluid, but yeah, we just have to call it something. So let's call it 3-4-1-2 just for kicks. Seriously, it's great fun. It's great fun to watch us play good football. And this was a good Cagliari side, of course, without Nandes and without Godin, but they had Joao Pedro, they had Giovanni Simeone, they had guys like Sotil in the second half who ran rings around Juan Cuadrado. They got Marco Rog. So they have a lot of good players out there. So yeah, it was quite nice. But we were so much better. So much better. And in the first half, the first goal was well, actually we scored 3 in the first half. But of course, one of them was, well, ruled out for offside. And guess who was in offside position, my friends? Of course, it was Alvaro Morata. And of course, by this much. As I always say, by dick's length. So it's very, very unfortunate. But luckily for us, we scored the first and the second right after. But Cristiano Ronaldo scored both of them. The first goal was a beautiful teamwork, while the second one was a corner kick, basically. And for some strange reason, Cristiano was completely unmarked. Completely unmarked. And, well, there you go. 2-0. When Cristiano is completely unmarked in the penalty area, he scores 9 out of 10. So there you go. All right, let's go to the comment section before we continue. So Antonio is there. Nice to see you, Antonio. Always great. Happy for clean sheet. So am I, my friends. So am I. Juve Daily, of course, present. Hi. Adam, Arthur needs always, he needs always to play. He's everything I wanted from a Juve player. I'll go back to the player ratings, of course. There will be also player ratings during this live stream. So please bear with me. I will focus especially on Arthur, and of course, give him also a rating. But yes, Adam, I thought he did well. I did it very, very well. Good first half, not so good from Antonio. Irish, I'm very happy to see De Ligt and Demiral finding a groove. Yes. I was a bit skeptical. I still am skeptical in regards to Demiral and De Ligt pairing, because I find those two are more of the same. Both are very aggressive players. But somehow I feel that they now can differ it. Well, De Ligt will be more like a controlled aggressive, while Demiral will be like a wild card. You never know who's gonna get with Demiral. You might get a red, you might get a yellow, you might get a perfect tackle. With De Ligt, it's you kind of feel it. You're gonna get, what you're gonna get with him, and it's freaking solid display. Francesco Bernadeschi. Francesco says hi. Andy's there. Chris is there as well, and Amer, Pankai, and Yash. Very nice, guys. Very nice to see you. All of you. So let's move on. Let's go. man. We will go back to player ratings. But I gotta say, if I had to pick on somebody today, it's gotta be Cuadrado. It's gotta be Cuadrado, my friend. But anyway, we'll go back to that. So second half, of course, so they came out flying because they want to score the 2-1. And they did score 2-1 eventually, but it was a slightly offside. But at the end of the day, we could have scored much, much more. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. So late. So at the end of the day, we could have scored much more. We could have scored 3. We could have scored 4. Kulusevski should have scored 1. Cristiano should have scored 1. Well... Yeah, I can't even think of many. Well, Bernardeschi, of course, should have scored when there was a great layoff from Cristiano to great dummy from Cristiano to Bernardeschi, and he just shot straight at the goalkeeper. But yeah, it is what it is. We win 2-0, and thing is, with us playing the way we played in the first half, especially, confirms in that the international break was used wisely by Andrea Pirlo to keep believing into the system he works, to keep believing into the into our players, Arthur, guys like Dybala, for example, he came on from the bench and looked much more comfortable now than he did in a while, because, well, Dybala has been working his ass off while there was an international break, it seems. And it showed for me as well. He looked tidy. He looked very, very tidy in those minutes. Also, it was lovely to see Chiesa in there after his injury problems. And of course, Alex Sandro returned on the pitch. He just came on for 5 minutes or so, but managed to misplace one pass, of course. But overall, it's nice to see people returning to the rhythm. Of course, De Ligt being the focal point, like the main positive thing about today's performance, that De Ligt played the full 90. He stayed for the full 90 and did great. Of course, I'm slightly worried about Demiral, because when after 2, 3, 4, 5 last minutes, I kind of saw that Demiral was struggling with his injury or something. So I'm kind of worried for him. I hope he is not injured, not because Demiral is such an irreplaceable player, but just because we don't have anybody else to put in there. We have the full backline injured if he is out as well. Demiral, Bonucci, and Chiellini, of course. So it's I'd rather not. I'd rather keep Demiral healthy. And of course, we gotta give a shout out to Danilo as well, one of those back three. So yeah, overall, I'm impressed. Guys. What do you think? Of course, nice to see all of you present there in the chat. And what do you think about the performance? Who was your best man on the pitch? Very interested to hear that. And do you think that we should continue going with Arthur Rabiot as our main starters in a double pivot? Maybe we should do something else. I don't know. And of course, Morata was not that sharp today. So, that's what I've been saying for the couple of weeks now. What happens when Morata stops performing? What happens when Morata stops scoring? This is what I'm saying. This is why we need Paulo Dybala in there. Paulo Dybala need to be ready to perform when others don't, So yeah, and of course, I gotta hand it to Bernardeschi for playing the full 90 and deliver some great crosses. Could have scored one. So yeah, we have a lot of positives to talk about tonight. Absolutely. Rado is going to play if Demiral is out, says Francesco. Rado, there we have another defender that we need to include in the mix. So that's the thing, we have so many players to count, at least to choose from. I never seen this Rado guy play, so I highly doubt anybody has seen this guy play. So it's including another player into the mix and learning him the system. It takes some time. So. But luckily, it didn't look that serious with Demiral, so hopefully he'll be back for the midweek against Ferencvaros, I believe. Hopefully, it's just a knock, nothing too twisted or another nasty injury, says Andra. Nice to see Andra, by the way. Yes, hopefully. Bernarski was great, says RB Coms. Hi to RB Coms, of course. And yes, he says also Morata was decent. Yes, he was decent, but decent to average. It depends how you look at it. Amar says, for a small moment in the game, we had Ronaldo, Dybala, Kulusevski, Bernardeschi all on the left side. Yes, I did see that. Everybody loves to cut inside, especially Cristiano, especially Kulusevski, especially Dybala. However, Dybala and Kulusevski can for sure cut from the right. Cut inside, of course, because they are left-footed. But our formation is so freaking fluid. It's so hard. It's so hard for us to, to take control. Previously, back in the day, we had Antonio Conte 3-5-2. We knew what we were going to get. 3 at the back, 5 in the middle, 2 up front. We knew that. We knew that it was going to be one of those strikers up there who were going to be a great header of the ball, and the other one will be running around. We knew what we were going to get with Maurizio Sarri. We knew most likely what we are going to get with Allegri. But, this one is so fluid. It's really, really hard to understand, where does everybody play. One thing is for sure, though. We have our system at the back, and we have Arthur playing just in front of them. So, this is what we know. And the rest is like they're all over the pitch. But that also means that they need to take more responsibility tracking back when we lose the ball. Because if everybody has a free role, well, everybody will want to score. So somebody needs to sacrifice themselves for the greater good, for the greater good of the team. So maybe I wouldn't recommend McKennie to bombard forward when we have when Cristiano, Dybala, and Kulusevski are bombarding forward. Then maybe McKennie should stay back. So there needs to be some control to that fluid system. And I think we're getting to that. I think we are working on it, and it's getting better. I know Pirlo said before this game that enough is enough. This transition period is over. We need to deliver from day one. And I want 10 finals. I want 10 wins. I think that's what he said. So that means that he thinks that this team is ready. So I say today we clearly saw that, okay, this is fine. This works. We see improvement, clear improvement. But consistency, this is the key. We need to work on this. We need to continue, build up on this performance. Second half, my friends, was not that great. Second half, they were in control offensively. But I think, to be quite honest, I think we were in control defensively. They didn't have that much to go with. Sotil on the left flank ran rings around Juan Cuadrado, as I said earlier. And of course, Joao Pedro got bullied all over the pitch, but still, he was the vocal point for Cagliari. So there we go. I think, yes, even though they had the ball, we were much more comfortable now than we were against, for example, Lazio. Barcelona lost to Atletico. Wow. I don't watch that crap. La Liga. Barca lost to Atletico. But what does it say? What does it say about Barca? And most importantly, what does it say about us when we face those guys? I really hope we face them and we beat them, because we need a revenge to what they did to us. Amar says our player positioning is very unpredictable. Everyone moves everywhere. Exactly. So this is why I fear that. Well, everybody will. Well, when we lose the ball, who takes responsibility? Who has the mindset of being defensive once we lose the ball? That's the thing. We don't know. But I feel that we have guys that are capable of tracking back, like McKennie, for example. He knows his skill. He knows what he does. He knows what he is good at. So it is tracking back. It is getting the ball back. I'm not so sure Dybala will be that guy to be the first guy to track back and work his ass back in order to defend, because, well, we have other players who are better at that. And those players who are better at that better know that they are better, just like McKennie. So, for example, Weston McKennie knows that he is good at tracking back, so he will do that. Let's say Federico Bernardeschi knows that he is great at crossing, so you tell him to cross. So you use your players, you make them able to do the things that they love to do, that they know that they're good at. This never worked with Sarri, for example. Placing Dybala all over the place, trying to make Matuidi play ball. I mean, this is a perfect example of a system and a player who needs to fit into that system. It doesn't work that way very well. At least it didn't work that way with Blaise Matuidi last year with Sarri, for sure. So, you have to look at your schedule, you need to look at your roster, you need to look at your players and see what are they good at, and then you combine your team and then you build your team around it. So I think that's what Pirlo does right now. Yes. French Flowers next. Yes, Antonio, that is correct. Sell selfish Dybala and buy Holland useless Dybala. Well, relax, my friend. Tranjan. Yeah, great to see you in my stream, but I do not agree. I do not agree. I do not agree with that assessment. Why is this selfish? I don't understand the selfish Dybala because he asks for money. Well, I think we're past that now. The contract extension has stranded, so enough bashing Dybala for him asking for money. It never happened. Relax. So he isn't pissed off at the club now anymore. I think now he works back into the team. He knows perfectly well. In order to, I think he should know perfectly well that in order to earn that kind of money, you need to perform week in, week out. And I think he actually starts to understand that, you know what, I don't deserve that much. I think I'm actually quite happy with what I got right now. Of course, if he isn't happy with what he got, he is welcome to leave at the end of the summer, at the end of the season, to go to Premier League or somewhere else where he can earn more money. But if it's about money, well, then see ya, ciao. But I don't think it is. I don't think it is about money with Paulo Dybala. Not entirely, though. But that's another matter. Dybala thinks himself as Messi, but I don't know how to create a chance. Better sell him and go for Holland. Well, first and foremost, we will never buy Holland now. He will be freaking expensive. Even though I'm not a fan of his, I know he scores goals. I know he's a great striker, but I'm just not a fan. He's just not my type of player. I don't know why. It just doesn't sit well with me, you know. If he scores, well, fine. That's his job to score. Great striker, yes, but I don't have to like every single player, right? So for me, if we buy Holland, fine, I will support him, but it will never happen. It will cost us a fortune to take him away from Dortmund, and most importantly, to fight off the competition from Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, I don't know, Manchester United, Manchester City, PSG, you know, all the big, huge guns with tons of money in the bank. And they can offer players in return, you know, they can all do all that kind of stuff. But what do we have? We can offer freaking Bernardeschi. We can offer freaking, I don't know, Quadrado, I don't know, somebody, you know, Khedira. It just doesn't work that way. So unfortunately, no, I don't think that we will see Holland at Juve anytime soon. He will be in Turin to collect his Golden Boy award, but that's all I know. nothing more. But we will see. Never say never in the future. But I just don't see Holland coming to Juve. We have no finances to finance that deal. When Cristiano leaves, maybe, but I don't know. Cristiano Morata, Kulusevski trio was amazing. That count disappeared. Let's see. It was amazing when on counter. I love the game. Yes. I really hope that this works, though. Continuity. That's the most important thing. Continuity, consistency. Today it works. On Wednesday it might not work. Though it's just so typical. Manos, nice to see you. Ronaldo was supporting and creating the game in the forward. He can go for a hat-trick, but love to see him creating and passing the ball, etc. Yeah, he was actually quite good at that, but there was some very, very dodgy moments from Cristiano tonight as well. So I don't think he is quite happy with himself, to be quite honest. He scored 2 goals, but apart from those 2 goals, there were also moments there. Well, he gifted them the goal that they scored with this nonchalant flick, heel flick in his own penalty box. I know he was offside at the end, but he didn't know that, did he? So why did he do that? So if that goal stood, that would have been on Cristiano, in my opinion. It would have been on Bernardeschi if that was Bernardeschi. Social media will be fuming on Bernardeschi if that was Bernardeschi and not Cristiano. So I'm just saying, it was not lucky. It was not a very good, interception from Cristiano. And also going forward, sometimes he was a bit sloppy, but 2 goals, 2 great goals, and creates also a lot for us. So yeah, it was a good game for him, but we also have to look at the negatives from the game as well. Ask Matuidi to play the ball is like asking fish to climb the mountain. Yeah. Funny, Andra. Funner. I'll highlight that one. Yeah. Yeah. We don't need Holland. We have Alvaro Morata, says Antonio. Yeah, well, how long will that last, my friend? Right now, he was average tonight, for example. So this is why we need Dybala on fire. I think Dybala is not sure where he wants to stay, and that's why the contract renewal is dragging on. Quite may quite be, yes. I don't know, maybe. But let's believe in Dybala. Let's support the guy, and let's see what happens after this season. If he goes, he will most likely go to La Liga, but then we need to replace him with some huge quality. Who would that be? Yeah, well, it's up to Paratici and the gang. Yeah, Holland was cost us 75. Well, because of the clause and the salary will be high. Yes, 75 at least, because if he renews the contract, then it's done deal, my friend. Yeah, 75. That's actually not that much. So he better sign a new contract. If Dortmund would be very interested in signing a new contract with this guy. 75 in this day and age. Well, I don't know. 75. Well, during this COVID period, everything is just kind of exploded. So freaking Miralem Pjanic went for 70. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And of course, it's just a valuation of a player. It's not actually 70, because the valuation of Arthur was 70, so they needed to balance the books and all that. But at the end of the day, the valuation of a player is 70, and Holland will cost you 75. So I doubt that he will actually cost you 75 if there were anybody out there who wants the guy. And who has the money for this guy? The real money, If they only want 75 cash, very few clubs can afford it right now. I mean, Aouar was about to leave for 60 or something, 50 or 60, but they never agreed to the deal because Lyon only wanted cash. The same goes with Jason Sancho, or whatever his name is, also from Dortmund. They wanted 120. That's it. Cash, or take it or leave it, cash. And nobody could pay that. Manchester United couldn't pay that. So there we go. So I think maybe 75 is quite hard to achieve after this COVID situation, because very few teams can afford that kind of player. We don't talk about Danilo enough. Mahmoud, my friend, welcome to the chat and welcome to the stream. We don't. I agree with that. We should talk more about Danilo and his great performance and his. Let me highlight your comment there. We should talk more about Danilo, because his transition from the right wing back to left-sided center back is insanely impressive. Of course, he had some bad passes and also got a yellow. Also did some strange things, but overall, this guy was great. And again, a good game from Danilo. Consistency from Danilo. That's not often I can say this, but it is a fact this season so far. De Ligt is a beast, says RB Combs. His first game back and he's a beast. Yes, RB Combs. That is correct. Danilo is very good at bursting forward when the space opens, says Andra, and I agree. And I think this is why Pirlo moved Danilo into that position, because I think that his capability to control the ball, to go forward, very few center backs, center defenders know how to go forward with the ball. Chiellini, imagine Chiellini going forward with the ball. We've seen this many times. It rarely ends up well. If there are many examples of it, but more players, more and more center backs now are comfortable with the ball. So Danilo was converted into this position, and quite successfully, because he knows how to do just that. De Ligt is the best in the world, says Andy. Well, it's lovely to see. It's great to see the guys that you all are in love with our son, our mutual son. It was great. It was freaking solid. Come hai trovato Merich Demiral? I don't understand the thing of that, by the way. If somebody can translate this for me, I'll be appreciating. Yeah, because I don't speak a word Italian. I'll just leave this hanging for people to translate. Please do. This is the limit. This is the limit. I don't speak Italian, at least not the language. The hand expressions, yes, it's okay, but this one. How do they do this? This one, this cheek move. It's lovely. Arthur is growing into the team. Yes, he does. All right, let's go to the player ratings, my friends. We are passing the half hour of the stream. Please remember subscribing also and liking this very video. Just passed 1,000 subscribers, by the way, yesterday. Thank you so much for you to join me on my live yesterday. So we continue. We grow. What does this say? What does this mean? I don't know. I need to learn Italian. Freaking annoying. Okay. So we start off with Gigi Buffon, my friends. Gigi Buffon in goal today. He conceded one, even though well, it was offside. But I have to say, Vincent, nice to see you, Vincent. I can't remember you being here before, so thanks for congratulations. I hope you stay here and. Let me know what you think about the game. If you did see the game, Juventus against Cagliari. I am not so sure if I remember your name before, by the way. But anyways, Gigi Buffon. What do we give him, guys, as a rating? From between 1 and 10. I'd say it wasn't vintage Gigi Buffon performance. He was very quiet. So for me, it's just a 6.5. Find it a bit strange that he is so not comfortable, with the ball in his feet, and sometimes he just makes those clearances, and they are so half-hearted, But overall, it's a very quiet evening for the guy. Conceded, of course, and it was just like an old man trying to reach for the ball. It looked like he looked like 42. So yeah, it was a bit not worrying, but reality check for us. A reality check. Yeah. So for me, it's 6.5. Let's see. Mahmoud says 6, Manoj 7, Joshua. Nice to see you, Joshua. Buffon 5. Wow. 6.5 for Andra. Ahmed, congrats. Thank you very much, Ahmed. If you have Cristiano Ronaldo, don't worry this season. But what after? Well, we always worry. Let me highlight, because I want to talk about this. The thing is, I've talked about this before many times, especially yesterday. I get that we have Cristiano and this is all good and fine, but what happens when Cristiano doesn't deliver? What happens when Cristiano is out? For example, like with COVID, he was out and we struggled. And if we are a one-man team, it's never a good idea long term, because what happens when he gets injured? What happens when he gets marked? What happens when he has a bad day? Nobody is ready to take up responsibility. So I'm worried every season, even though we have Cristiano, because other players need to step up and perform. It doesn't matter how many goals Cristiano scores if we concede just as many and even more. Let's say we lose 3-2. Cristiano scores those 2 goals, but we concede 3. It's not because Cristiano should have done defending. No. It's because our defense need to perform. So why did we concede 3 goals? Because our defense is not up to the task. It's because our defense is not ready to take responsibility, because they are just relying on Cristiano. So this is what I'm saying. It's a teamwork. It's a team effort. Everybody wins. Everybody loses. And with Cristiano, of course, it helps. But it is not enough to win a Serie A, in my opinion. Last season, we won Serie A with Cristiano. The season before then we won Serie A with Cristiano. But of course, it was also solid help from De Ligt at the back last season, and also thanks to COVID, COVID stopped Lazio from being dominant, and of course Atalanta got very, very dangerous, and also many teams dropped points. So we have to consider the whole package, So Akash says hi. Nice to see you, Akash. Merish Demiral. I don't understand this. No, sorry, Barish. I don't understand this. I don't speak Italian. Let's not forget him being there was very helpful for the league and Demiral. For whom? For Danilo. Yeah, for sure. If it's Danilo we're talking about, yes. Michael's there. If this becomes the default after performance, then we're in business. Yes. Available himself, got the pass and keeping ticking. Yes. I liked Arthur. I'll get back to Arthur when we do the player ratings for him. But we did Gigi Buffon 6.5. Matthias de Ligt, my friends. Let's go straight to our son. What do we rate the guy? Remember, this is his first game of the season, first game in over 6 months, maybe 5-6 months or so. And of course, it was against Cagliari. Simeone and Joao Pedro was there. But what do you think, my friends? What do you think he deserves? In my opinion, in my honest opinion, first half, he was a beast. Second half, also a beast, but not that dominant, but a beast. So I'll give him an 8.5 because I thought he did absolutely great. And the thing with, I spoke with, I don't know if Chris, if you're still there, but we just exchanged a couple of tweets back and forth. And I told Chris that it's so nice. I'm so calm. I'm more calm with watching Juve now, knowing that De Ligt will be there defending. I'm more nervous when Leonardo Bonucci is playing rather than De Ligt in the center of those three. A couple of seasons ago, with Bonucci at the back, Bonucci, Barzagli, Chiellini, it was settled. I knew what I was going to get. But now, it's with Bonucci, it's all over the place. So this is why it's so great to see De Ligt in there, calming me and calming the nerves of every Juventini out there. So don't be surprised if that's because of Matthijs de Ligt return that we got a clean sheet today. So I'm impressed with this guy. 8, 7.5, 7.5. Well done. Yes, I agree with you guys. Maybe a bit generous with the 0.5 there, but you know what? It's his first game from the start. It's his first game in over, I don't know how many months. So I'll give him a 0.5, just to be nice. Moving forward to Danilo. What do we give Danilo, my friends? It's tough because he's so freaking consistent. It's tough to pinpoint anything negative. Of course, there were some passes there that were not so great, and but also there were passes that were very great. You know what? I don't give a crap anymore. 8. Seriously, what a player! It's so solid. And you remember, this is on the left side of a 3-man defense. On the left side. And it's crazy because he's actually a right footer. So the way he stops, the way he actually is improving in defending as well, it's just great to see. And also, remember, he was playing for Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, during international break. And now he's back for Juve and still performing consistently. Also, remember that last year, Danilo was an injury-prone player. Injured, many, many games. Now, he's the player who's played the most games so far without being injured. I'm impressed, my friends. I'm impressed with what Pirlo has done to the guy. And probably I have to give credit to himself, to Danilo. It's wonderful. Jeffrey says hi, by the way. Nice to see you, Jeffrey. 6.5 to Danilo. Guys, you're harsh. Decent for Danilo, 6.5. Wow, maybe I'm too generous now. Wow, it's not often. 7. Danilo passed to Colorado in Klosevski chest. Yes. I remember that one, Andra, very well. It was such a great pass. Yes. But you know what? I gotta hand it to Danilo for being so consistent. And this is what I'm always bugging our players about, is the consistency. And Danilo got my vote for that one. Moving on to Merish Demiral. What do I say? I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe not that visible as Matthijs de Ligt and of course Danilo, but I love the way he went forward. I love the way he wanted to score. I love the way he hit the crossbar, and don't forget that. And some crucial tackles like on Joao Pedro when I think it was at the end of that chance, it was Bernardeschi who shot straight at the goalkeeper, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Maurice Demiral, guys. Maurice Demiral, he's getting an 8 from me as well today. Andre, nice to see you, Andre. He says hi. Ronaldo is now point top scorer with Zlatan. Yes, Jeffrey, he is. Couldn't care less, by the way. couldn't care less. I'm just glad we're winning, man. I'm just glad we're winning and scoring goals. 777. Yeah, I get an 8 for the guy. Why am I so generous? Is that because I just passed the 1K? No, I don't know. I don't think so. No, I'm just happy I'm happy we have a clean sheet, my friends. I'm so happy we have a clean sheet. We can go back home. We can go to sleep now, knowing that Gigi Buffon didn't concede. It's lovely. Well, he conceded, but they were offside, of course. But it's so lovely. I'm so happy. I'm very happy that we didn't concede. So every freaking defender now we're getting a bumps up. You know, the Ligt, Danilo, Demiral. It's lovely. I like it. I like it. We're so lucky to have two central backs with great ability and the mental to become a captain. Andra, yes, and it's lovely to see. It's great to see. Today I said a good Bernardeschi, says Andre. Yes. We're a bunch of pessimistic group here. Yeah, well, Mahmoud, if you followed me for a while, you'd know that I'm very skeptic. I'm very pessimistic. I'm very realistic also. I say the things that, just as I see them. So sometimes people are on me. Like for Cristiano business, for example. Just wait until the rating for Cristiano, and then you see the comment section being turned. I'm joking. Maybe I'm not. All right, let's move on. Let's move on from Maurice Demiral. So 8.5 for De Ligt, 8 for Danilo, 8 for Demiral. What do we give to Bernardeschi, my friends? Certainly much more comfortable performance now, naturally, because he played the full 90. He just came straight back from the Italy international duties where he gained some confidence, it seems. So, yeah, should have scored. And but some crosses, they were absolutely insane. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with Bernardeschi. He has this left foot that is world class at times. So he better start using. And this is what I'm also saying, said this earlier in this stream, that Pirlo needs to utilize players where they are best. So best ability of a player needs to be used properly. So, for example, with Bernardeschi, he has a great left foot. Why are we using him on the right? We will not use his crossing capabilities. He will always cut inside. He will become eventually a one-dimensional player. So stick him on the left wing and see what we have. He can cross the ball. He can dribble past the guy. He can look comfortable knowing that he is on the left side from the left wing. It is very, very simple, but so effective. Because, when players play when they are best, this is what you get. So for Bernardeschi, my friends, I'll give him a 7.5. Should have scored. So I just bump him down 0.5 just because he should have scored after that great attack. 6.5, 8 from Boomburst. I love the name. Boomburst Vlogs. I'll highlight that one. Boomburst Vlogs. I just say it 3 times. Boomburst Vlogs. Man, that was satisfying. I love the name. That was satisfying to say. Berna 7.5. Berna was good, I think, especially compared to normal, but I still think Chiesa has done better there. Well, the thing with Chiesa, I'm not sure where he would be great at. I'd like to see him on the right. instead of Cuadrado in the future, because I'm slightly sick and tired of Cuadrado. So Chiesa on the right would be interesting. On the left, we have so many options. We have Frabotta, we have Bernardeschi now, we have maybe Alexandro in there. Chiesa could also play on the left. So we have many, many options. But on the right, Cuadrado has been very quietly not challenged for that position. And I think it's time for that. 7777, 777, 6.5. Yeah. 7.5. Okay, 7.5 for Bernardeschi. Moving on from Bernardeschi to Juan Capitano Cuadrado. Now there were a lot of talks this week about who would be a captain of Juan Cuadrado. No, sorry. Let's start again. There were a lot of talk about who was gonna become the captain of Juve against Cagliari, and at the end of it, it was Juan Cuadrado. I do not agree with this one, but the logic dictates that it should be Juan Cuadrado because he has played the most games for the club. So the hierarchy, the seniority, so to speak, will win. Doesn't matter if you are a leader by nature, if you have leadership skills, it doesn't matter. As long as you play a certain amount of games, you will get the armband. But I didn't see him talking. I didn't see him shouting at anybody. I didn't see him being vocal. So for me, being a captain, it is being vocal, being a leader of the team. I may be old school, but this is it. If you are a captain, you are a leader. It's just natural to me. I don't get this. You play the most games, naturally you are a leader. Naturally you are a captain. But what's the point of being a captain then? I want to know, what is the point of being a captain for the team? What this armband, when you get this, what do you get? What privilege does it give you? I remember some seasons back, I talked about this earlier. There was a rule, or maybe just there was something I heard, that captain is the only player who can talk to the referee. So why is Cuadrado wearing the armband? Talking to the referee, this is the thing that the leader who takes responsibility for the whole team should have, right? So for me, it's just strange that it's Cuadrado based on leadership skills. Maybe it should have been Cristiano. Maybe it should have been Buffon, even though he doesn't want it seems, because clearly Buffon would be a natural choice. But I still hear Buffon's voice more than I do Cuadrado for sure. I still hear, I don't know, I still hear Demiral's voice. I still hear De Ligt's voice. Cristiano sometimes even. I even heard Arthur speak. I haven't heard a peep from Juan Capitano Cuadrado. But enough of that. Performance-wise, first 3, 4, 5 minutes was absolutely horrible. Got schooled. So the first thing that he did was try to win a free kick. He didn't win the free kick. It was just so frustrating. But then he started to work back into it, starting to pass the ball well, to grow into the game. But this is the thing with Juan Cuadrado. He's a very frustrating player. I've said this many, many times. Very frustrating player, because he does 2, 3, 4, 5 things, right? That are average. The things that he should do, right, as a player, a professional football player. But then he does one thing that is also he needs to do right as a professional football player. It's just so simple as a pass, so simple as a tackle, so simple as a concentration thing, positioning. And he doesn't do that very well. Well, come to think of it, he does it badly. So this is why he's so frustrating player. I cannot trust Juan Cuadrado at the right wing back. I'm sorry, I just cannot, because his positioning defensively is on question. Going forward, he has this great burst of run. He suddenly decides to quickly pass his defender, and he does that sometimes. But this time he got out muscled by Sotil in the second half almost every single time. and he never did very well in the first half either going forward. Maybe there was one opportunity in the second half where he did, you know what, he was like, yeah, he was okay. He turned 3 players, but then eventually it ended up being a corner kick for us. So you know what, I didn't like Cuadrado today. To summarize, I did not like the guy. So this will be a 6 out of 10 for me, and that's being nice, actually. It's being very, very nice. So for me, it's just why do we play Cuadrado without challenging him on that position? He should be challenged. We should try with Federico Chiesa next time. We should try maybe with somebody else. Well, of course, it's going to be Chiesa. I cannot think of anybody else who could play there successfully. Kulusevski has been tried there without any success, so I would rather want Chiesa in there. But I don't see Cuadrado providing me anything spectacular without giving me something awful in return. I want consistency throughout 90 minutes, and I don't get it with this player. The privilege of coin toss, says Ziad. Yes, yes. It's not even coin toss. It's just you play the most games, you start as a captain. But why? Remember Rugani had the captain's armband against Novara during the training session, during a friendly just before this game, this season. That speaks volumes, you know. Rugani. She cannot captain a Juve team. It is what it is, though. Amer, I agree. Captain should be a person who has the character and presence, and not all the player have that, though. Yeah, but you know, I don't understand. What's the point of being a captain? I'm just asking a genuine question. What's the point of what does it make? What privileges does it give you? Why do we need a captain in a team? Why does a player need to have a captain's armband in our days? I know why before, because it was clear as day. If they need to have one guy to be there for the coin toss, for deciding who starts with the ball and who starts on which side of the pitch, well, anybody can do that. Freaking Pirlo can do that. Pirlo and another coach can do that. Well, it doesn't matter. But why do they need a captain? So if they need a captain for something, there needs to be criteria, and I'd like to see that criteria. Why? Yeah. Did you see Danilo screaming to Kulusevski when he down after the chance he get? No, Andra, I didn't see that. But it's well, Danilo also a good stuff. It's Danilo actually speaking his mind. You know, Danilo. The most insecure player from before, you know, he was always so insecure because everybody bashed him for being crappy at defending, both at Manchester City, Real Madrid, and so on. But yeah, this Pirlo effect, building confidence of our players, and I like it. That's true in Cuadrado not being challenged in that role. His challenge has been ever reduced to Danilo, but being better in it. Yeah, exactly, my friend. Let's see. Let's go to the comment section. Question: Who has had a better career? I'll highlight this one. Who has had a better career and legacy at Juve, Sandro or Cuadrado? Well, in terms of what? In terms of performance, individual performance, or in terms of, I don't know, trophies, or, well, of course, Cuadrado has played more games, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I have to say Cuadrado because he's had more assists probably, but I wouldn't be critical of Alexandro either. I'd say with Cuadrado it's much more visible than it is with Alexandro when the mistakes are made. But that's me. Next game between us, you guys we will win. Between us, you will win easily. We just lost to Atletico. Barca fan is there. Well, all fans are welcome to this stream for sure. But I don't buy this. Because Juve, we are our own worst enemy. So we might lose against Ferencvaros in the next game. We never know. It doesn't matter who we face, to be quite honest. So don't be too worried. Daniel is there. Nice to see Daniel. Highlight Juventinità podcast. Tripaldelli pocketed in one game. It was regarding to Quadrado. Yeah, and then it was Sotil. So both of them did that. He has good pace, says Boomburst Logs. Quadrado. Well, Douglas Costa has great pace. I mean, you have to be more than that. Consistency. This is what I'm looking for. Consistency and quality. I get quality maybe once a year, 2 times a year, but I surely don't get the consistency I want. So it is what it is. The captain role is an honor. But what does it mean, Pedro? By the way, hi. What does it mean, an honor? I don't understand. I don't understand what. Well, Cristiano should have it then. I don't know. I don't understand this. I need more. I need more. Irish Colorado seemed a mental block for sure. Pausing and cutting inside every time. This is what I've been saying for a couple of years now. Colorado is that person who, when you give him the ball, he will stop the counterattack. He will stop the attack because he doesn't know what to do. He will take the 2 steps. He will stop the ball, and then he will allow the opposition to get back into position, and we'll start all over again. We basically restart our attack. This is why it's so frustrating with Quadrado. De Ligt is a leader and plays almost like a classic Italian defender, says Edgar. Yes, and remember his time from Ajax. Yeah, indeed. Irish Macbeth is in the house now. It's official therapy. Yeah, there we go. Ziad, yes, it's funny. Juve in Champions League, so unpredictable. They can be amazing, says Amer, or they can flop really hard. It happens it even happens in one game sometimes. Yes, exactly. That's the whole thing. Forza Juve, says Boomburst Logs. There we go. Okay, moving on from Quadrado to more fun stuff. Artur. Well, he had the shits or something during the game against Ferencvaros or something, or he had some trouble, so he basically was subbed off. And then we haven't seen him again, basically. And then he played for Brazil, scored for Brazil during the midweek, and there we go. He's back and performing. Start with the things I don't like about Artur. I don't like that he's holding on to the ball too much. I don't like his a bit, risky passing when he's very, very deep. It was a nutmeg once at the second half there. It could easily have been a nutmeg. It could have easily been something else. So it was a risky one. I don't think he's very physical. I think he is very... today it confirmed to me that he can be a bit aggressive in terms of, he got a yellow, a very, very stupid yellow. But he is freaking good with the ball. So secure on the ball. He knows exactly what to do when he is pressed. That is very impressive. Very impressive. He has his eyes. In Norway, we say that they have eyes on his head, on the back of his head. And that's what it looks like that he has, because it is insane. Impressive how he can know the position of the opponent every single time. Some of those passes maybe should have been more direct, more going forward, but it's getting better now than it was 2-3 weeks ago. Today, he confirmed to me that he is fundamental for us. His role is fundamental in order for us to gain possession and gain control of the match. Whether he is the one to do that is another matter. I think that he is, at this point at least. I think he did it very successfully. So today, overall, for Artur, I give him a nice 7.5. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 9. Wow. 8. Artem seems like a good player, but he's worth 80 million. Well, It's not about worth 80 million. That was just balancing the books, my friend. So he's worth maximum at 50, 40. But it is what it is. My favorite performance of the game today for Arthur. Well done. He doesn't hold on to the ball too much. Yes, he does. Unfortunately, yes, he does, because I see that. I see that he can easily pass the ball to not Bonucci, sorry, to De Ligt, Demiral, or Danilo, but he doesn't. He holds the ball just a bit too much. But as I say, it was better today than it was previously. It was frustrating before his first game from the start. It was very frustrating. I think it was against Cortona. That was just annoying to watch Arthur not play the ball. He has no options. I get that, but if you have no options, just pass the ball to your defender, because you are simply, well, it's very easy. You have your 3 guys behind you. Just pass the ball. Make it go. Just don't hold the ball, because then you will allow them to press us, and then we will be in trouble. But not before, not today. Yes, that's true. 7.5. King Arthur 8.44. Funny. Who should Juve buy? Oof, that's a good question. Who should Juve buy in the January transfer window? I don't know, man. Let's not do this right now, because we are basically doing the play ratings. But everybody, every transfer during the transfer market will be expensive. Maybe we could go Manuel Locatelli. We buy him during the transfer window, but then he will stay for Sassuolo at the end of the season. Then he will join us during the summer. That can happen, but I don't think we should go in for anybody. I don't think we need anybody, because we have enough players. We only need to cut some, but I really think that we will go and buy somebody. Whether it will be the one that we will actually use this season is another matter. So, like I say, maybe we will just buy Manuel Locatelli now in January, and then he will stay at Sassuolo at the end of the season. So, but Khedira looks like he's on his way out. So this is what the business that we should be doing first and foremost. And we'll see what happens with Bernardeschi. I don't know. Yes, he's the player we expected. He came from La Liga, which is a totally different approach. Above all, to train more than playing. Yeah, I mean, we all know this. When Brazilians or any other player from another league arrive in Serie A, they need adaptation. They need to be. They need time. Allegri spoke of this all the time. This is why some players gradually started to play for us. Like Dybala, he started slowly for us, because he needed time to adjust to big club like Juve. I think he started slowly for us. I'm not so sure, but we have many other players like that who started slowly, but then gradually just improved. And because I need time, Serie A is a freaking strange league to play in. So it is what it is. George there. Hello, Bianconeri, Viking Norway. Greetings from Greece. Oh, well, nice to see you from Greece. How is the weather, and most importantly, how is the COVID treating you there? Hope you're safe. Stay safe, my friend. Nice performance from our team tonight. Let's repeat this against the Maguas. Ferencváros. That's what it means. That's funny. Yes, nice. I'll highlight your comment. Thank you, George. Thank you. Stay safe. Chancellor is looking like MVP tonight. Yeah, well, that's very nice to see. Michael is very active. Just follow Michael's comments in the chat. Looks like a decent guy. Dybala is having bad times, I know, but why not try to give assist first, since he's too far to score a goal? What are we talking about? Yeah, okay, yeah, we have 2 chances for Dybala. I'll highlight this one. We have 2 chances for Dybala, and he shot. Well, there was an argument made about Cristiano doing the same thing when he was so desperate to score, because that's what a striker does. I wouldn't focus so much on Dybala right now. Let's just stay positive. Dybala was not the issue here tonight. There was no issue tonight going forward, because I think we did great. And overall, I think Dybala did well tonight. He looked much more tidy today than he did previously. So, improvement. Adrien Rabiot. Moving on from Arthur to Adrien Rabiot. Not as dominant as I would expect him to be, but still acceptable performance. Got a yellow for his trouble and got substituted towards the end of the game. I'll just give him a slight 7. Yeah, there was one chance there he just shot without any why did you shoot? It was just he basically back passed to Cagliari goalkeeper Cranio. It's just a 7 for me, and that's it. Yeah. Lincoln, don't protect him. He's lost his speed. My grandfather can run faster. There's no if. I'm sorry. What is the agenda against Dybala here? Why are we focusing on Dybala for some reason? He is getting back into fitness. He has been out for a while. I don't get this hate. I get your point that he's not that great. He's not that clinical. But what? Why? Why? We just win 2-0 against Cagliari. Dybala played 30 minutes or 25 minutes, and and actually, I thought he did very well. He made some great moves. He was deep picking up the ball. He was great moving forward. He created something for us. Yes, he had 2 shots. Maybe he shouldn't have had those 2 shots. Maybe he should have passed the ball. But the same thing can be said about Bernardeschi, Cuadrado, Ronaldo, Rabiot. Same thing can be said of many players. I don't get it. Let's not focus on Dybala right now, okay? He didn't start the game. If you want to focus on somebody, focus on Morata. Why he didn't score, and he lost his speed. We didn't need his speed today. He never had the speed. Dybala is not a speedy player, so he's not. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it is what it is. We move forward. We move forward from Rabiot. We go to Dejan Kulusevski. Slick, very slick and tidy player. Very slick and tidy player. At times in the second half, I thought that now he's getting tired. Now he's he's basically had enough, so maybe he's not a 90-minute player. So for me personally, Dejan Kulusevski was great in the first half. Maybe should have scored, but created tons alongside Cristiano. Cristiano was unnaturally unselfish today with Kulusevski. So Kulusevski really, I liked him from the first half. So I'd say, what do we give him? Yeah, let's give him this one. Let's give him a 7.5. Maybe a 7. But it is what it is with Kulusevski. I spoke about him earlier. He was crap against Dynamo Kiev. He was crap against Barcelona. So the Champions League nights, the really big nights, this is where I want him to shine. Now this is Cagliari, even though they are a good side, but still, it is at home. It is Cagliari. We should beat them. And we did beat them, and Kulusevski looked good, but now I want to see more. I want to see him also perform against Ferencváros in the midweek. If he will start, most likely he will. So we'll see. But today, very well done. We expect too much from Dybala. His international class, not elite. Well, not now anyway. Kulu started bringing the ball back into the middle of the park, and was the reason we had the fire to go on. Well, Kulusevski had a free roll. Looked that way. So yeah. Well, basically, he was suddenly on the right wing, cutting inside, and then he was on the right wing, going on the outside of the winger, of the wing back of their defender, whatever. So he was all over, and the same thing can be said about Cristiano, of course. So both those guys were very interchangeable. So it was very interesting to see. But yeah, I like what I saw from Kulusevski. Let's see. There was an interesting comment there, George. I think the most. I'll highlight this one. I think the most of negative comments towards Dybala's current form wouldn't exist if economic demands of his contract renewal weren't known to public. Yes, I agree. If not for those 50 million or something, it wouldn't be talk about that. And of course, in order to make that kind of money, you need to deliver on a weekly basis. You need to score. You need to perform, right? And of course, with Dybala right now, he's been injured. It would be very strange to give him a contract of 15 million. What does he deserve that? No, I don't think so. Not right now, anyway. Especially being injured, it would be just very unfair on the base. Yes, he was awarded MVP last season, but this is last season. This is a new season, and a strange season at that, with the COVID and the limits with our finances. So we should be. I think actually this is why it's dragged on. This because we don't have the priority. We don't have to make this a priority right now to extend Dybala's contract. So the stories about his demands is one thing. Whatever the club does is another thing. And now they decided to put ice on it, and that's fine. And I'm perfectly fine. Well, we have bigger fish to fry. We need to win the freaking league and get out of this COVID crisis, and then we'll see. I like what I see from him, but sometimes I'm frustrated by him shooting like he has all the time in the world. Kulusevski, this I think. Yeah, I agree. He needs to improve. He needs to improve on his shooting, though. There's no doubt about it. Lincoln, not agenda, but he looks very slowly, and we need to attack faster. Well, we were 2-0 up already, and with Dybala in there, what do we expect? We will never expect surging runs from Paulo Dybala. It would never happen. This is Cuadrado's job. This is Bernardeschi's job. This is Morata's job. Dybala likes the ball to his feet. This is what he does. He's a South American, for crying out loud. This is what he will do. So yeah. Yes. All right. Moving forward from Dejan Kulusevski, going to Alvaro Morata. Quiet. Very, very quiet, but that was to be expected because I said this many, many times. I'm just waiting for the turn of that form because I don't expect to see Morata score every single game. Unlucky with that offside decision, but still an offside, and needs to learn that by now, needs to be onside. But also give credit to Cagliari's defense for keeping their line and actually making Morata play offside. But overall, quiet, worked, of course, like he always does. Some great runs, connections with his teammates, but the end product wasn't there for Alvaro tonight. This is not a score because he was bad, but he was anonymous. So 6.5 for me. 6.5. Let's not forget that other players just come back from the national break. Yes, Sandra, that is true. He can't defend. Okay, I will not go into this Dybala Ronaldo situation. I'm sorry, my friends. Alvaro Morata 6.5. And then we have Cristiano Ronaldo. We finish off with Cristiano Ronaldo. This stream will be soon over and done with, but we need to go through all players. And of course, Cristiano Ronaldo must be rated. So brace yourselves. Cristiano Ronaldo. I'll start the same way I started with Arthur. We'll take the negatives first. And there are negatives with Cristiano, believe it or not. Believe it or not, they are. I don't understand what he was doing when Cagliari scored. Of course, there was an offside, luckily for him. That nonchalant way of defending, that back flick, that flick with his back heel, totally unnecessary. If you got to clear it properly. Also, there were many times, well, not many, maybe 2-3 times I thought, Cristiano, you need to do better going forward. This pass needs to look better. Why do the heel flick? Flick, why does this pass look so sloppy? Why can't you just shoot instead of passing the ball for well, for a change, because usually I bash him for the other reason, because he always shoots and not passes. Now it's actually the other thing, he passes too much. So yeah, but it is a negative, so I gotta call it like it is. And of course, with Cristiano, you're always gonna get that dominance from everything will be going through Cristiano. But this time, today, however, it didn't, in my opinion. More players were involved. Kulusevski was all over the place. Cristiano was also all over the place. But I have to say, also Arthur was very, very much present. Guys like Quadrado, of course, Danilo was always there, and Bernardeschi. So there are more than just Cristiano who were present today. Now, onto the positives. Of course, 2 goals. The first goal, great goal. Clinical finish, typical Cristiano Ronaldo goal. Second goal, I did not understand. Where was the Cagliari defending? Of course, it was a header from Demiral, and then Cristiano, just at the end of the day, was completely unmarked and scored for 2-0. So I will not call this a tap in, because it isn't. It is actually quite tough to turn your body like that, quite well, physically. It is challenging, but for this guy, for the guy of his standard, is no problem. But it just looked, the hip kind of turned kind of unnaturally. So it was actually quite great to see. So he reacted very well to that one and scored 2-0. He was not on the hunt for the third goal. I didn't see that hunger, which is totally fine. He left the ball for Bernardeschi to score. Bernardeschi didn't score. Did I rate Bernardeschi? Yes, I did. So there we go. He was very unselfish today, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But 2 goals, and he wins the game for us with those 2 goals. It's only natural. It's only logical to see, because, well, going forward, Dybala, of course, wasn't present because he was off the bench. Morata was toothless. Kulusevski was toothless with his shooting as well. So there was only one player up front who was clinical, and it was Cristiano Ronaldo. So you could actually argue the case that without Cristiano's goals, we would have difficulty to score tonight. But it is what it is. We were dominant. At the end of the day, we would have probably scored. But yeah, it were great goals, both of them. So I'll rate him the same rating I gave to Matthijs de Ligt. I give him an 8.5. No. Sorry. I apologize. I give him an 8. Tricked your ass. Why? Because why do I remove that 0.5? Because of that the goal we conceded. We didn't concede because it was offside, and the fact that some of those moves that he made today were questionable. But 2 goals, 2 great goals. 8 out of 10 for me. Let's see the comment section. Is it exploding? 7.5 from Daniel. That's fine. Before Ronaldo scored, he didn't touch. His touch were awful. Yes, Adam, I agree. Thanks for reminding me. Actually, I don't remember that one. He was trying to play the playmaker when he played clear opportunity to score. Yes, I said that. 7-ish. He can be neither, to be honest, but great performance. Yeah, it was okay. 7.5. Just because he scored 2, missed a lot of touches. Yes, thank you. And run up front, not mentioning the goal mistake. Yes, Cristiano 8. Scored 2 goals, and this trumps any mistakes. Now this is where you starting to piss me off a little bit. I'm sorry. It isn't true, though. It isn't true. This is what I'm saying. We cannot just say that he scores 2 goals and any mistakes he makes, this is fine. If we concede the goal, if this goal would have stood, it would have been 2-1. And then it would be gunning for 2-2. Anything could have happened then. And then, of course, I will blame Cristiano because that was Cristiano's mistake. I will blame Cristiano for not scoring the third if he had if he had a chance to score a third. It doesn't matter how many goals you score. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many tackles you make successfully. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if you make one mistake that will cost us a goal, this is the mistake that I will bash you on. This is what the mistake that I will focus on, because that mistake will cost us something, cost us a goal, or at the end of the day, maybe even points. So I do not agree with this. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm blaming him for the disallowed goal because it was his nonchalant defending, his back flick. I'm saying this because he didn't know there was a disallowed goal. He didn't know that this guy was offside. If he did, well, I'll be very impressed that Cristiano actually knows this before the referee. I'll be amazed. But that flick pissed me off a little bit, because that's not the way to do things. Of course, he knows this. He knows this as well. He knows about that himself, that he did a mistake. So mistake is a mistake. He needs to be criticized. That's the thing. There we go. There we go. There we go. I love the last comment there. Thank you. Always nice to see. Not the Islam God, the nonchalant way of clearing is what his mistake. Yes, Andra. This is what I'm saying. Thank you. Thank you, Rahul. Nice to see you too. Anything else you want to say? We just stay focused until the end. Yes, this is true. This is true. Okay, so and then we have Weston McKennie came on. I thought he did very well. To be quite honest, Weston McKennie reminds me of Edgar Davids or something crazy at the back, in the middle, because there's no nonsense tackling, and he looks actually so innocent, but still crazy tackling. Also, of course, Paulo Dybala came on, Federico Chiesa came on, Rodrigo Bentancur came on. I think that's it. Do we have anybody else? Alexandro, yes, of course. Alexandro also came on. Great to see Alexandro back. We'll see where he plays. The interesting thing was that Alexandro was positioned in the same place where Danilo was positioned. So it means that Pirlo is actually planning on using him on the left side of the three-man defense. It's interesting. It's intriguing. I like it. So, yeah. It is what it is. Kara, do you think it's good to Chris to be unselfish? I think Ronaldo's better as a selfish player. I think we need to have a balance of both. It doesn't really help the team when he shoots, when there are clear opportunities to pass. But also on the other side of the coin, it's clear that if Cristiano has the opportunity to score and shoot, and he doesn't, he passes the ball to some other guy that is not very well positioned, or just lays it off for somebody. I mean, it's a balance. It's tough. It's neither good or bad. It needs to be a balance. It needs to be a balance. So yes, it's a 4 defensive half. No, yeah, when we don't have the ball, it is. When we do have the ball, it's 3. So it's Danilo, De Ligt, and Demiral when we have the ball, and when we don't, it's a 4-man at the back. As strange as it sounds, but yes, it is. Yeah. Okay, let's round up, guys. 124 passed on this stream, guys. First of all, thank you so much for watching. Secondly, congratulations with the victory, 2-0 against a good opponent. We move to Ferencváros game midweek, of course. We'll be doing a live stream after that game as well, of course, with the play ratings. So the same thing, the same stuff. And to all Cristiano fans, before we close this down, I have Cristiano Ronaldo as my captain in my fantasy team. So I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. I look at things that they are, and I call them as they are. If he's doing well, he will be praised. If he's doing badly, he will be criticized. Just like any other player, Dybala, Bentancur, Arthur, Quadrado, Bernadeschi, whoever. I don't care, because that's how the things should be. Look at the things objectively. So, yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Daniel from Uintinita. Thank you to Mahmoud. Thank you to Kara. Thank you to Andra. Thank you to Michael Chancellor. Love the name. Ziad, of course. Amer. Adam is there. I hope you're doing well, Adam. If I remember correctly, you were unwell yesterday. Hope you're doing better now. Lincoln, of course, even though we had some disagreements regarding Dybala, that's fine. We can disagree. Agree to disagree, as I say. Yeah, and then we have many other gays. Boom Burst Vlogs. Boom Burst Vlogs. I love it. That's the name of the day. The account of the day. Boom Burst Vlogs. Just because I love the name. Thank you guys. Thank you, Akash, for joining. Lovely to hear that, Adam. Well done. Antonio as well. Thanks, guys. And of course, subscribe. There we go. There we go. Subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Probably going to do a preview for the Ferencváros game, because we need to do that. Didn't do the one for Cagliari game. Sitting with you guys, enjoying this so much, but now it's time to go to bed. 3 points. Who is Merda playing? I hope they lose. Doesn't matter. Fino alla fine. Forza Juve. Thank you so much for joining. And subscribe to Football Podcast to Akash. There we go.